What sets should you keep sealed? We're going to be talking about Japanese and English sets, and basically what should you keep sealed and what should you probably throw in the bin? And secondly, should you even bother grading with UK grading companies? Well, we're going to talk about that today, and stick around till the end because we've got a couple of really interesting questions that you might be interested in. So let's crack in to number one. Sam, welcome again.
Hey bro, how you doing?
For another episode of our cracking kind of podcast, kind of discussion, kind of videos. They've been popping off on the channel, so if you've watched these videos before, I really appreciate you. First question, which is the big problem, the big question that people keep asking me and they keep asking you. What should people keep sealed, and what should people probably either open or just not bother buying? Do you want to go first with yours?
Yeah, sure. So for me, I'm glad you've let me go first because I think this is the biggest one and you're going to only say it anyway. But for me, if you're looking to keep something sealed, I personally, if I'm going English, I would personally get all over Evolving Skies. It's who doesn't love an EV, and when will you stop loving EV in the evolutions?
I knew you were going to say that. But that's a good shout because I'm glad you actually said that one, because it has just had a reprint, which obviously reprints happen, values go down, blah, blah, blah. Still think you should keep it sealed though. If you're a sealed collector, if you've got spares, you know, if you're master setting that, good luck. If you have got a master set of that, by the way, please let me know in the comments. You'll definitely get an Instagram follow from me straight up. I'm struggling with EV Heroes, which would be the Japanese version, which probably would have been my choice. It's probably a bit late to say that now, given it's already like a stupid price. But I do think you're right on that. I think Evolving Skies, EV Heroes, Japanese, easy sets to keep sealed. And when we say, you know, why do we keep these sealed? Well, there's one or two reasons. Either one, value. We can't, you know, I'm not pumping anything. You know, I don't own 50 booster boxes currently under my desk. I'm not pumping
it up.
Yeah, to pump the price, then flog it on. Like, I don't have that much money. That's crazy. But you know, but the other version, the other reason, is just because, you know, if you want to keep a set that you know is going to increase in price, and maybe further down the line you might want to open an older set. You know, in 2 years' time, that set's going to have been gone a long time. 2 years in the Pokemon space is very, very long. Really long. You know, especially because Sword and Shield is going to be disappearing at the end of this year, with the new games coming out. So I think, you know, if you're going to keep hold of sets, it's either to open them at a later date just because you enjoy them so much, or because of value, right? And I'll be honest, there's an outlier for me. There's an outlier, and that is mainly on Japanese, just because, you know, that they, once they stop printing, it's game over. You're never going to get them. I think if you can get hold of them, given that they're already getting a bit old now, I would say Remix Bout from Sun and Moon is a definite kind of, you know, there's a Charizard in there. We all love a Charizard.
The tag teams, just the tag teams in general, which
are now going to be 2 eras old.
It's gone quick.
Yeah,
it's gone real quick.
You got your Kantos in there. You got like, they've actually some really nice secret rares in there as well. I think that's a good shout. And then if you were going to go further down the line, something a little bit more that's still affordable, I think, you know, is probably going to be. I just think Fusion Arts is so slept on.
It genuinely was. Yeah, it just came and went. Yeah. That's true.
I think, well, Anniversary came out. Well, Celebrations came out, I should say. Yeah, Anniversary in Japanese, of course. And then Fusion Strike came out at the same time in English, and the hit rates in that were just so bad. I just think people just, you know, even Japanese collectors, I think, you know, just completely just slept on Fusion Art, like altogether. I mean, I was very lucky. I think out of my first 2 boxes, I pulled the Alt Art Mew VMAX.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
best card in the set.
Yeah, basically. But obviously now I need the Mew V. I need that. So
I got the rainbow in your first box break of it as well.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Rainbow
yeah.
View.
Oh God, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good memories. Yeah, and I just think just people slept on that, you know, and obviously now that there are stores out there that are just sat on them, you know, some of them are like, I need to get rid of them. You know, if you can pick them up, if there's anyone knocking around on eBay that are like doing some mad price, I'd probably say get one. Yeah, even if it's to not even for value, you know, if it's just to hold on for the next 2 years and then just, you know, open it later.
I think for me, I'm certainly in the camp of if I'm holding on to any sets for sealed, I'm opening them at some point. Like I want to hold on to like a Dream League set or maybe even VMAX Climax or something like that, that I will just get a lot of enjoyment of pulling that Pikachu and Ash or pull it. Yeah, just there's so many cards in those sets that I want to in a couple of years just go, oh, this was fun, remember this. So yeah, for me, I would do it for that. And yeah, those like Remix Bout, Sky Legends, Miracle Twins, the ones with the loads of Kanto Pokemon, but also all the tag teams as well. For me, they would definitely hold a lot of fun factor for when opening them again.
Yeah, tag team cards were just, I feel like we do this. Like when something's about to just go, it's like now all of a sudden they're the coolest thing. And I guess that's, that's the same with everything. But there was actually some really good sets you mentioned there, actually. Sun and Moon was a good era, I feel like. You know, and I was going to say Dream League, but then I thought like it's already pretty mad to get older one. I mean, just finding that box
couple hundred quid
is hard enough.
A lot of time.
Yeah, and then you got to pay mad prices. You know, second question of the day, UK grading companies, are they worth it? Should you bother? Well, I think me and Sam kind of maybe agree on this, I think, but for different reasons. So Sam, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to ask you first. I'm going to let you take the lead on this and run. UK grading companies, first of all on their own, and then we'll compare to like things like PSA. What are your thoughts? Like, would you bother?
Yeah, so for me, I get asked it quite a lot, whether I'm on live or in Discord or something. I get asked at least 2 or 3 times a week, who should I grade with? Should I only go with PSA? And I think it's kind of the question of, you know, when somebody comes to a shop and goes, how much is your gym membership or whatever? They don't really know what to ask, but they know that there is a gym membership. Whereas like, you know of PSA, so people are like, should I only grade with them? And you're like, oh, what are you actually trying to get from it? Like for me, I want to protect my cards. So my main concern would be stop me destroying my cards. So I personally definitely would. I don't want to be spending £100 per card to get it encased, but to have something that's, depending on where you go, £7 to £15, £20 to do that, I think it's a lot more value. And so for me, would be my main reason to do it. But yeah, I don't know, what are your thoughts?
Kind of similar, really. Kind of similar. Because it's kind of like, I'm clumsy, right? I'm clumsy. Like I can't. I have not got like airtight containers and a storage unit. I am not Leon Hart or Pokegrade. You know, you've all seen storage hunters, right? I ain't got one of them. So like, if there's a card knocking around, it could be in a binder, it could be in a box somewhere. That's not going to save the card from long-term damage, right? There are ways, but like, I just know what I'm like, and I'm going to want to get it out, and I'm going to want to look at it, and I'm going to want to show off, you know what I mean? And why wouldn't you? Maybe a cheeky picture for the gram, and it's like, how many times are you going to do that before? Got a nick on it now.
Dropped it in my soup again.
Yeah. I used to put that there next to the toilet roll. It happens. So yeah, I think for me, like, I think there's two. The main question is, what do you want from it? Are you looking purely on the value side of things, or are you looking at maybe the artwork side of things, like how good it looks, or are you just looking like, for the cheapest option, I just need it in a slab? Do you know what I mean? And I think we will do a video on this soon, actually, just to kind of break down in a little bit more detail, maybe the different UK companies and maybe whether you should or shouldn't use them. Personally, I think, PSA, yes, at the point of recording this, literally like about an hour ago, dropped that they are now really reopening the value membership, which I think is like what, $30, I think.
Yeah, it's one out.
But only to collectors club members, so you have to pay a monthly or annual fee, and
they've got the whole thing of like it's like a 4-month turnaround, which is great, but only when they finished everything from last year, which is also a bit grey. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's on a lottery system, so you may or may not, get it. And it's it's still all up in the air, but you know, let's say, you know, $50 or whatever. And I think people forget shipping. That's another thing. So if I send one to a UK grading company, for me to send that tracked, insured, the lot, £9 or whatever,
it's nothing.
Sending that to America is a bit different, you know. I mean, obviously there
30, 40 quid.
there are like intermediates that, you know, you can send them to some stores or some people, and they will send them off to PSA for you. That'll probably, I'm guessing, save you on shipping. Because, you know, I mean, I don't really use them. I'm not saying don't read into that. I don't, just because I'd rather just send them myself.
It's easy enough to do as well, I think, isn't it? It's like, they make it so, like, especially, I mean, we've both graded with a handful of UK companies anyway, and they make it so easy for you to grade it through them that you can't really get it wrong. And I think that's where people I mean, you might be able to, but you got to try fairly hard to get it wrong. But I think it's where people think, oh, it must be a difficult task because it's this unknown art that I don't know. But it's quite easy they make it so easy to do that you by the time you know it, you spent all your money. It's great.
That's the thing. And I just want to point out, in case there's always one jumps in the comments. No, me or Sam, neither of us are affiliated with any UK grading company. This is not me saying, you know, oh, you should definitely grade with bigbobsgrading.com because, you know, like, he pays me 50% of every card graded, and there's a link in the description. You know what I mean? Sorry, Big Bob, if you're watching, but
not today, my friend.
I hope that doesn't exist. Otherwise,
sorry, Bob.
I've just shot down Bob's whole family-run company. But anyway, but yeah, so, you know, like, for me, so for example, just some of the thoughts I have is, you know, like Ace, for example, I do like their custom labels. I think they're just, you know, they're a bit of cool. They do obviously work with some cards better than others because, you know, obviously some are, you know, like, sometimes it does take away from the card, but other times it complements it. You know, Pokegrade, obviously they have blue labels up until you get a 10, which is gold. I like those labels. And the Pokegrade are pretty strict. And I like that, just, you know, because at least then I know if I'm getting a 10, I'm definitely getting a 10. If I'm getting a 9, it's probably a strong PSA 10. And there are other companies, like there is an up and coming one, PCG, Pocket Card Grading. They've literally got the smallest slabs you've ever seen. I quite like those. So there's, you know, there's all these companies, and I think that there is going to be competition in the UK until PSA do something over here. Which
it'll be, that'd be really interesting.
Whether they do or don't, I don't know. I mean, it would make sense, not even just for the UK, but for Europe.
Yeah, like a hub.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether they don't because, you know, Beckett is over here. But then, you know, that's no way to look at business, is it? You know, you need to grow, you know. So, yeah, I think it all depends on kind of what you're looking for from grading. I also think as well, like you said, with the fact of encasing the card, there's also the fun part of, like, because it's cheaper, you can grade more cards, which means you get to open more when they get delivered back to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think there's so much more value, I think, in going through it.
Doing like a grade reveal is actually really, really exciting. Like, having all your cards face down and turn them over, put your hand over it to look and go, right, come on, is this, I remember putting this in, this was a battered card. Please be at least a 3. Please be at least a 3. Oh, we got a 4! Ah! Or like a 10, obviously, is more exciting. But yeah, that sort of stuff. That is actually a really good point. I like doing that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And obviously, you're not waiting as long. I mean, most UK companies are like a 2 to 4 week turnaround.
Yeah, it's not long.
So, you know, I just think that's way better than, I mean, geez, if I send something off to PSA and that's away a year, I don't even know if I could deal with the anxiety of that, to be honest, because I'd be like, why not forget what I've sent off? Have they got lost? Have you got them? Like, I don't know.
I saw somebody complaining, or not complaining, but like was like just gutted, just clear, like 100% gutted on Facebook, and he'd sent off, however long it was, over a year ago, he'd sent off like 100 amazing rare cards to PSA, and it's been over a year, and they're worth like 15, 20 quid now. He's like, even if he gets 10s, they're not worth anything. And I was just like, oh.
Wounded.
Yeah, really sad. They're nice cards as well. It's really sad.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But yeah, like, and you know, obviously I do appreciate there are going to be people watching this video that are going to be like, well, I don't see the point, just grade a PSA. They're the only ones that are worth the money and the value. I get it. I understand your point. I do. However, you know, like for me, I think there are examples of that in the market where, like I said, I know Pokegrade are pretty strong on their grades. I mean, I think the value of Pokegrade is actually starting to go up now on eBay. Like I'm seeing more kind of last souls actually creeping up, which is good. I think Ace is kind of doing the same. And obviously I can't speak for Ace yet. I'm still doing my research. I'm still trying to find out. However, I do know through experience that, yeah, Pokegrade, they are very strict. Again, I'm not affiliated or anything like that. But sure? For me, yeah, for me, I get 50 quid. For me, like, if they send me a 10, then I know, unless someone at PSA has been having a few cheeky bevies the day before and is a bit slightly hungover, I know that's coming back a 10. If I do choose to cross grade it with PSA at a later date.
That's interesting.
You know, if it's a 9, again, that's kind of my judgment still, but I know that could come back a 10, could come back a 9. Well, I mean, it's PSA, it could come back a 4, you know what I mean? But like, you know, so like there are ways of doing that where, like, yes, you know, you might think PSA is, and we can't avoid that, you know. I mean, personally, I think there are, you know, a lot of options out there at the minute, some good, some bad. You know, it's just how the market is, but the market is what controls value, and the market says we like PSA. But you know, you've got to bank on, if you've got a big card, like a big boy card that you want to send to PSA, it's like, unless it's worth, like, you're talking high hundreds, maybe thousands, like you got base set Charizard, obviously you're going to just send that to PSA like tomorrow. You know, if you pull like an Alt-Art Zard from Starbirth or from Brilliant Stars, you know, you could send that to PSA now. You know, or what I would probably do is get it graded somewhere that you know is going to give you an accurate grade, and then maybe send that to PSA later down the line when they have opened up their value to everybody. And you know, because I think PSA, as much as they're opening it now, I do still think they're a long way off catching up properly.
It sounds like it. I think as well, for me, we've got like, so I've seen quite a lot of people saying, oh, you know, this is the long list of all the UK grading companies. I think if I was the person that wasn't doing it just for the value of it, if I was doing it I just want to grade my cards and keep them looking nice or whatever, I would literally go online, and maybe we could do this in a future video, and just look at what they look like, because ultimately, if you love the look of it and you're going to have all your shelves stacked with them, that's who you should go for as well. So again, it all depends on what you're doing it for, but for me, I personally would go on what they look like. Very vain on my slabs, but yeah, I don't know, I think that would help some people as well, if they actually just knew what they would look like and then could pick from there as well. I
mean, it's the same as buying a car, I guess. You know, I mean, are you buying a car because you just want to get from A to B? Are you buying a car because are you buying a car because you like us and you're a bit old and you know you need that extra support on your back for when you hit the UK potholes, which there are many of, you know? Or do you want something that, you know, is a bit more sportier and looks nice? You know, if you're buying something like a Kia, that ain't gonna be worth nothing in like 3 years' time. You know, you buy something like a nice, you know, top spec Audi or a Golf. I mean, they hold their value, right? It's the same thing. It's like, what exactly what are you looking for?
What's your goal? Yeah.
You know. I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm down. I'm down with UK grading companies. I think there is really only a top 3. Really, I'm not going to tell you what those are. You'll have to.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say you're going to be in trouble in a minute.
You have to hit that subscribe button and watch out on the channel, because I will obviously be doing. I have got a couple of things coming. There's a couple of videos planned. We're going to just grade with a couple of different companies. I'm probably going to do some where they know that I've sent them off, and I'm going to do some where they don't know it's me that sent them off. Not Not that I'm the world's biggest YouTuber, obviously, but you know, you never know. Yeah, you never know.
It's interesting to find out.
And I like that Pokerev does that when he buys mystery boxes. Like he just buys them anonymously. You don't know, so you know full well they're not biased. So I think I might do some of those. We've actually got one special set of graded cards coming back, which you can't leak any more about that. But you might want to stick around for that.
Yeah.
But until we get to those videos, I hope you enjoyed this one. And now, I believe over to Sam, because he did pop in his Discord a few questions for the stream. So I firstly just want to say thank you very much for Simi for the first question. That was a good shout. But I believe you have some questions that are very interesting for us to just kind of like throw in there and have a bit of a quick discussion about. And if you do have any input on these questions, please do let us know in the comments below, because I feel like we're going to get like a range of kind of answers on this. But like go for it, man. What questions have you got for us?
So one of the questions was, or the first question that that sort of caught my eye was, which of the original 151, so the Kanto Pokemon, got which one hasn't got a regional form that you think should have? And so I thought, oh, there can't be that many that have got regional forms. So the first thing I did was I looked at my poster and was like, all right, let's just quickly go through the list. So I was like, okay, the Rattata, Raticate, Sandshrew, Vulpix, Diglett, Meowth, Rapidash, Slowpoke, Voltorb now, Growlithe now as well in the Hisuian region, Coughing, Grimer, Executor, Cubone. I was like, hold on, there's a lot of these ones. I didn't realize there was that many. Oh, I did, but I didn't, off the top of my head, I was like, there's only like a handful. So it didn't leave many left. And it kind of, to me, shows that it's mainly ones that have got one evolution. So all of those, I think, have only got one evolution. All of them. So I was thinking maybe something like Mankey or a Primate would be pretty cool with like a pirate hat or something. I don't know, a bit different. Don't know where they're going. But the one that I think most people would like or would be cool would be to see a Psyduck and Golduck. That's my vote. I'd like that.
See, actually, you know what, you say that. Primeape, the new games, the new era is past and future. So a primal animal would be a perfect. Oh, might be on something there.
I like that. That's good.
And you probably could put Psyduck in that kind of futuristic. Like I could see Psyduck getting like a futuristic upgrade.
Yeah, like give the underdog a bit of a kick up the bum kind of thing. Like I like that.
I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, like, okay, so what? I think this was a little bit more biased on my part, just because it wasn't so much like what Pokemon do you think will get the best, like Hisuian. Okay. Well, is it a Hisuian? Because it's not really, is it? Because it'd be the new, it'd be the new one. Yeah. But like, what would be the best one? For me, it was more so which Pokemon do I want to see get more love, and then I thought, like, let's split it. So they're probably going to do a past and a future. Yeah. What Pokemon from Kanto have two different versions? And that to me screams Nidoking and Nidoqueen.
Oh.
They both originate from Nidoran.
Yeah.
So could they go?
Oh yeah, that's.
One goes old school, one goes new school. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe you give Nidoqueen a visor or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's giving me an idea now as well. What about Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee? They could both go either way, kicking and punching, mate.
Yeah, maybe like. See, I could see like maybe like a Hitmonlee with like what's the guy out of Star Trek that has that like cool looking visor?
Yeah, like a visor thing. Yeah, Cyclops kind of thing.
I've just triggered so many nerds. I am a nerd though. I'm allowed. Yeah, I think that could be like mad. And then like maybe like Hitmonchan could be a little bit more like old school. Don't know how they do that. I mean, maybe like make him a little bit more. I mean, because they are pretty much very human. Those two.
Yeah. Well, sort of.
But yeah, I just thought that'd be so cool. Like, but that's a good. I like the. I didn't really originally like it when they did like the the Raticate and stuff.
Yeah, it was
pointless. But like really, you're just recycling Pokemon that are already out and giving them a different colour.
Why has Grimer got a rainbow on his back?
Yeah,
what's going on there?
Why have you could give Raticate like a moustache? Like, what's going on? Why have you just turned Meowth into like a homeless cat? and you've come out with Berserker, like, you know.
Why has Coffin got a big English hat on? Like, but yeah, that's fair.
I forgot about that one. Like, hello, young chap. I'm going to use smog. Like, what?
Top of the morning to you, sir.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it is a bit weird. But then, like, I don't know, the more they're doing them, and, like, you know, how they did, like, Typhlosion and stuff, like, I'm kind of warming to it now. Like, I feel like it's because...
I quite like them now.
You know, I think it's because as well, you know, maybe for us, it's given a bit of life to our kind of... What we grew up with, I guess, is what you could say.
It's kind of like having that conversation, isn't it? Where you're like, it makes me feel I'm 34, makes me feel really old. Where you talk to somebody who's even in their 20s, and you say, you know, this is what the internet's like now. But I bet you don't remember when it went like before. It's kind of like that, isn't it? It's like, well, I remember real Growlithe, but you've got the Hisuian one, but you must remember this one. It was a wonderful creature. Like, it's that kind of same feeling.
Like when your mom used to be like, she'd go out to the shops, she'd come back and she'd be like, have you been on the internet? And you'd be like, no, not at all. And she was like, I have, because I rang the landline and it just went boo. Like, you know.
And you're like, I wondered why it cut off when I was halfway through searching something.
I mean, for you young folk, yeah, we had to use to unplug a wire and plug another wire in to switch the phone to the internet. It was crazy times. What is the last question? Because did you say there was another kind of variant to that question?
Yeah, there was another thing that Ben added to that, and he said for him, is there any single Pokemon that you think could get an evolution or pre-evolution that doesn't have anything at all? And I'll let you go first.
Oh, you've dropped that one on me. You know what? See, I probably wouldn't say like a secondary evolution, just because they kind of played around with megas a little bit, didn't they? You know, but like I'm down for a baby Aerodactyl, man. That would be the cutest thing in the world.
Yeah, that's a cool shout.
How cool would
that's
that
really
be?
Cool.
A little baby dinosaur. I'm down.
Oh, that would be really cute as well. I'd like that. Yeah, that's really cool. That'd be a cool plushie, wouldn't it? People would be well up for that.
I don't think they could do. I mean, I was just thinking, that just got me spiraling onto fossil Pokemon. Hey, Nerd Fossil. Because that's the only one really that doesn't have an evolution, right? So obviously you got like Kabuto, Kabutops. But then I thought, well, they're not going to add an evolution in because they're going to go, well, obviously it's a fossil Pokemon. Don't you think by now we would have figured out that evolves again? You know what I mean? But then I thought, well, the new games, future
going
and
back
past,
in time. Maybe it got extinct or something. Or
so,
I don't know.
Yeah, like you know, they created Porygon and all that jazz. But maybe there's a storyline or something where, I don't know, they try to resurrect, that's probably the wrong word, and it like, you know, like remake a Kabutops, but then like they make, it's a bit like in Rick and Morty where Bird Person dies and then you know, they bring him back as Phoenix Person. A little bit like that, like they turn a Kabutops into like a RoboCop meets Matrix kind of character. Do you know what I mean? I think that'd be like just totally like, that's not gonna happen because I mean,
if Rick and Morty did Pokemon,
you know, Pokemon, if you're listening, that would just make my dreams come true. A futuristic Kabutops, because I mean, it's possible. You know, you could bring back all. I mean, it would be, to me, it would be daft not to bring back fossil Pokemon in a game that's about the past.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
and,
that's cool.
You know, those kind of Pokemon haven't really got that much love over the years, really.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool. So, like, I was going down the route of, in my mind, of something like a Pinsir or a Taurus, maybe. Either way, up or down. Maybe down being quite a cute thing. Or going with something absolutely useless. And I'm apologizing to the very small amount of people that are going to absolutely kill me for this. Sort of kind of apologizing because it's useless. But a Dunsparce, like, that needs to be something more. Like that can go quite far. Like, why is that? I've got packs here somewhere with it on the front. What's going on? Dunsparce, what are you doing, mate?
That is a good point. I do feel like there is some really pointless Pokemon out there that surely they must have like done a Star Wars on it and just gone, right, we're going to plant this now, so that in 5 years we can go, oh yeah, by the way, it's got an evolution. Like, it's, you know, we just haven't finished it yet. You know, because there's some of it, it's just like, why?
What's the point?
Why is that a thing? Because, especially because, you know, like in the TCG, they've got like 30 HP.
Yeah.
50 at most. So you can't use
10
them there
attack.
really, unless they've got like an ability. You can't do nothing with them. You're never gonna walk through.
Any of your deck, is it?
Yeah, you're not gonna walk through Scarlet and Violet, are you? With like a level 100 Dunsparce. Like, that's not gonna get you very far, is
Isn't
it?
doing anything, is it?
I know. So I just thought it's like that's really crap. But there are a few. I'm gonna have to find them out now. I'm gonna have to find them out and mention them in another video. But anyway, that was ace. I hope you certainly enjoyed that video. If you came for the first 2 questions, I appreciate you still being here through our madness.
Yeah.
Just want to say thanks to Simi, thanks to Ben for your questions. If you do have any questions, if you do enjoy these kind of discussion episodes that me and Sam do, if you do have any questions, whether they are, you know, ones about grading or news or, you know, like questions, normal questions, you can drop them in the comments below and we'll see if we can do any for you. If you do have any random questions like those, then feel free to bang them in as well, because I do like some of the random questions that no one really thinks about. Until then, I'll catch you later. Peace.
See ya.